On to another week of Leading the Charge. Matt Beauvais here with all of my friends, me, myself, and I, as we get ready for another episode of Leading the Charge. We're going to talk a lot about the Buffalo Sabres tonight, but I did want to start in the NFL with some Bills news because, hey, training camp is only 2.5 weeks away. Full disclosure, this morning I was out, I was walking, and I saw this notification on my phone from ESPN, and it was their list of top 10 NFL quarterbacks. And I winced a little bit as I was getting ready to open it because usually this leads to a lot of discourse. Well, if you're a Bills fan, I'm sure you enjoyed what you saw. Essentially what happened was the NFL and ESPN rank their top 10 quarterbacks. They rank every position 1 through 10. Josh Allen, as voted on by more than 70 executives, scouts, and coaches, was named the #1 quarterback in the NFL. That was published and released by ESPN earlier this morning. This is the first time in Allen's career he has finished #1. He has been #2 a ton of times, but he's often fallen behind Patrick Mahomes. Well, now he has leapfrogged him. Mahomes got hurt late last year. It was a little bit of a down year for some of the other top guys, but it really feels like, based off of this article, Allen and Mahomes have separated themselves as the top two, and then there's the next tier. That was Joe Burrow, Matthew Stafford, Lamar Jackson. But Josh Allen finishes as the top guy on that list. I've been saying all day, if you live in Buffalo, if you're a Bills fan, you did not need a list from ESPN to tell you that Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL. But it seems like this is starting to get more steam, more momentum outside of Western New York. He's really, really good. He's just got to get over that hump. If he can win a Super Bowl, that's all-time great status. We'll see if he gets there. I also want to give a shout-out tonight to a Western New York native. How about Isaiah McDuffie? Earlier today, he signed a contract extension with the Green Bay Packers. So this contract extension, it's a 1-year extension, but he actually had 1 year left on his current deal. So that keeps him in Green Bay for at least the next 2 seasons. This is a guy who has already been in the NFL for 5 years. For somebody out of Western New York, that is a very impressive resume, very accomplished career. So good for him. That's awesome to see for the Bennett football alumni. All right, maybe this weekend you were scrolling on Instagram like I was, and you came across this video. This is hard to watch, admittedly. So I was on Instagram, I was on Twitter, and somebody sent me this video the other day of the tower at the stadium falling down. Now, I posted this on my social media. This has been viewed more than 1 million times because I think we all feel the same way of like, oh my goodness, this is real. This is really happening. The Buffalo Bills, we of course know, have a new stadium. But when you see this demolition video, I think it puts things into perspective. There was another one that I shared also that had the light poles falling down, getting knocked to the ground. So it's crazy to see what's happening across the street. I want you to think about, for this next 25 minutes while we're doing this show, what do you want to see go across the street? Because it does seem like there's some options there. It was originally going to be a parking lot. It's still probably going to be mostly parking, but maybe there's some mixed use space there. Maybe they bring in a couple bars, restaurants, a business that could go into that space. That'd be a really cool way to utilize that space. My idea is a Buc-ee's gas station. It would be the first one in the Northeast. I think that'd be really, really fun. I don't think there's any chance that happens, but hey, like, it'd just be really cool because beaver nuggets are great. All right, so I said we would talk about mostly the Sabres tonight. We're starting with Peyton Krebs. He was the big decision, the last big decision the Buffalo Sabres ultimately had to make. Well, early this afternoon, the team announced that Krebs has agreed to a 4-year contract extension worth $4.5 million. I think I saw immediately the discourse on social media that that's probably too much for Peyton Krebs. I do want to remind everybody the salary cap has skyrocketed. $4.5 million in 2026 is not even close to what it was just a couple of years ago. It's a good contract for both sides. Peyton Krebs is only 25 years old. He is an ascending player. He's still in the prime of his career. And I think he does a lot of things well. He's a very versatile piece for the Sabres. And more than anything, he wanted to be here, and he has been adamant about that ever since locker cleanout day just a few months ago.
You know, I'd love to be a part of this team as long as I can. Obviously, the group of guys here are unbelievable and a lot of fun to be around. I think that's the biggest thing is just, you know, is it a fun environment to come to rink? And that it is for sure. And, you know, I've got to know my neighbors really well and all the people out in Clarence where I live. And, no, it's definitely something looking forward to and, you know, want to bring a Stanley Cup here.
I was in Clarence yesterday, actually. You know how far Clarence is from Grand Island? That is not a short commute. So Peyton Krebs is here to stay. But here's the thing that we now need to talk about. With the Peyton Krebs deal, the Sabres now have 15 forwards that are currently under contract, like 15 guys who it feels like are going to be in the NHL next year. That is too many. Even 14 is too many. I think 13 is probably the number that the team will keep. So what is Jarmo Kekalainen going to do? It feels like at least another move is coming. Now, I know the layup, the easy thing we can talk about is Connor Hellebuck. Will they trade for Connor Hellebuck? And if they do, there would be some forwards going out to Winnipeg. But it feels like we've been talking about this for a couple weeks and it still hasn't happened. I think something else needs to happen. Oh, by the way, Patrick Kane, the Buffalo native, he's also a forward. There's no way he fits into what's currently constructed. So if there's any chance they sign him, that would also require players going out. Jarmo Kekalainen has made most of his moves. But it feels like there's still one thing left up his sleeve. I think there has to be. Somebody is going to be sent somewhere, whether that's for futures, whether that's for an improvement elsewhere. We shall see. But it feels like they've got one more thing left to do. You know what else they already did? They signed Beck Malenstyn to a 6-year contract extension. And earlier today, the two of us caught up about why he wanted to stay in Buffalo. That entire conversation is coming up on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere. Leading the charge. We'll be back in just a few minutes. What's it like to get the extension done? I'm sure there was a lot of conversations that were had. Why did you want to stay in Buffalo, especially in a long-term deal?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, just I'm ecstatic that we were able to get it done. A big thing for me at this point in my career was just giving me and my family some stability. We had been in a new house probably 7 years in a row, a lot of rentals, things like that, and this was an opportunity that. I felt like the team was going in a great direction, feeling the energy from the city this year, the support we had from the fans, management, teammates, all that kind of stuff. It just really felt like a great fit for me and my family to try to stay in Buffalo long term. My kids have great friends, my wife does as well, and all around it just felt like a really good fit. So really, really happy we were able to make it work.
There's a lot of things that I want to ask you, but at the same time, you brought up this past season, the success you had. I do want to ask you, just like, what was last season like for you guys inside that room?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you took it from the season before, it was just a complete 180, which was incredible. I think we really started to gel as a group. We started to find out what it was we needed to do to win hockey games. And, once we started doing that, you started to feel the energy from the fans. And I thought we just really kind of thrived in that, stepping into that arena with the passion, the noise that those fans were willing to make. It really fed our team's energy and our confidence. And we just kind of rolled with that. And it was, from top to bottom, we had a group that got along really well, just a really fun group on and off the ice, and I think it was, a huge part to our success.
And for you moving forward now, I mean, you're committing for 6 more years. Now you are a big, crucial piece of this team. Are you ready to take on kind of an expanded leadership role? I know there's a lot of leaders in that room, but hey, you're one of the guys now. You're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, that all comes into those decisions too. I thought this was, a place where I really felt like I could be myself and I could be comfortable, and that I got respected for what I did. And those things are huge when you're starting to weigh, different possible outcomes. And yeah, it's a blue collar city. I love that. I love the people. I love the energy that they bring to games and outside. And yeah, it's a great, a challenge and something that I'm really excited for, to take that next step as a leader within that room.
From the outside looking in, I feel like there's a lot of things we could point to about why you guys were able to take such a massive step last year. There's a lot of talent on the team. You have some superstar players. Rasmus and Tage is up there. What are the things that we don't see, whether that's in the media or whether that's the fans? What don't we see that has led to the success you've had, but also why you think things are so bright moving forward?
Yeah, there's probably a lot of little things, but I think the biggest thing was just everybody's commitment to buy into every small detail of the game. I think as we started to become more and more successful, you saw guys celebrating every facet of the game, a big save, a big hit, a block, not just the goals, not just the pretty plays. And you saw everybody doing it up and down the lineup. I think everybody was so bought into winning, and, the small, hard parts of the game that it takes to win. And you could really feel the energy rally around the guys when those things would happen. And I think it just encouraged guys to keep moving forward with that kind of stuff. And, there were huge moments up and down our lineup throughout the year that contributed to us winning games. And I think everybody knew their role. Everybody was excited to go out and do their role. And I think a huge part of that is everybody feeling like they're valued because of it. I think we had a great energy around the room, from management down through the entire staff of, everybody having a very clear objective of what they needed to do on the ice. And when you can step off at the end of the day and know you did your job and know that everybody around you, that's all they expected from you, and they're going to celebrate you for it. Whether that was, you needed to score 3 tonight, or, whether you were the shutdown D-man on the back end, everybody was really bought into that. And I think it made a huge, huge difference for us being able to just commit to that consistently.
So much of the team is going to be similar to what we saw last year, but some notable losses, right? Bo gets traded to Chicago. Alex goes to your former team in Washington. But at the same time, it feels like, at least from my perspective, you guys are insulated because you have some really promising young players who might be able to take on whatever their next roles look like. Is there anybody that immediately comes to mind when I talk about like the young guys who feel like they're just scratching the surface of what they can become?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious when you look up the middle of our lineup there with Helly, with Osty, and then we missed Cooley for most of this year, and I think you take those 3 guys. Cooley was arguably our number 1 center as a rookie 2 years ago, and a very unfortunate circumstance that he had to deal with this year. But can't expect anything less than for him to step in training camp and be back to himself. And I thought Osty was amazing the entire season. When he was in the lineup, he was creating things left, right, and center. He's such a fun player to play with. I had the pleasure of playing a handful of games with him, and he's just so creative. He sees the game in a different way, and is able to facilitate so many amazing plays to the line mates around him. And I think we got a pretty great flash of what Helly can be too. He's got a tremendous skill set. To step right into the second round of the playoffs and do what he did just shows the confidence in the player that he can be and already is. So I think, like you said, we can have a ton of confidence in these young guys stepping in and potentially filling the void of some big losses. Like you mentioned, you don't just get to go replace Tucky with anybody, and it might be a little bit of a committee replacement, but these guys, I think, are, willing and able to step up to that challenge. And based on what we saw with them throughout the season, I think it's pretty safe to say it should be successful.
Especially obviously Ostlund, for the limited time we saw him during the playoffs, and then Helenius, the same thing. Like, they flashed in the playoffs. So did Benson and Doan. Again, I feel like Zach Benson might be the most popular guy in Buffalo right now. It's funny though that I can ask you about the young players. Zach Benson's 21. We don't even really consider him a young player because he's been around so long. What has him? He's another guy who committed to this organization for a long-term contract this summer. What makes him tick? And also, do you have a favorite Zach Benson story? Because he does really seem like a character.
Oh boy, there might be too many. I don't know if I could pick one of them. He finds a way to. Yeah, Benny is. I think this playoff is his coming out party for sure. I think we got the very clear image of what he can be, all the time, and how effective it is. And we see him in practices. We see the skill set he has. We see it throughout the regular season, and then when the stage grows, he grew right with it. And it was the same with Donor. I mean, you could say that this was Donor's first full season in the NHL, and with how successful he was, how important he was to our team, you probably wouldn't have expected that. His impact that he had throughout the entire season in big moments, it was incredible. It was a huge find for us in that trade. And both of those guys, they committing for the amount of time that they did, I think is really special to keeping this group together. And, they're both great people for different reasons. And they both bring a lot to our team for different reasons too. And so, seeing that kind of stuff with the guys that we have for a long time was also a big reason that I wanted to stay. The group that you're going to be around. I had the pleasure of sitting beside Donor the entire year, so I didn't want to leave him stranded, for 7 more. And, it was the group is very special, and that young energy around the room, I think it keeps everything loose. But then when those players are also going to be able to step up and deliver in big moments, you have a lot of confidence up and down your lineup.
What is the most ridiculous thing that you can share that Zach Benson has said? I just from interacting with him on like a media level, he is a character, and I love it. Yeah. I mean, like, we love characters here, but what's the most ridiculous thing you've heard him say, or like crazy take he's had?
Well, he has a pretty crazy take, I feel like, every single day. There was, I can't remember if it was this year or last year. There was one point where Benny stepped up. There was a few of the dads in the room, and I think he said he could have a kid. Like he could probably raise a kid tomorrow, kind of thing. Like I think I could handle one. And we all kind of looked at each other. Benny, I don't think we'd trust you for about more than 5 minutes with our kids. I don't think that's. He's like, no, it can't be that hard, can it? And so that was maybe one from a real life perspective where we kind of had to shake our heads at him a little bit, considering I don't even know how well he can cook for himself, let alone somebody else. So. But no, his ability to come up with an argumentative take on something and keep the room, in a spiral is incredible. It's what we love about him. He can step into any room and have a fun argument with somebody about something all the time. And yeah, he's a great character to have, and definitely one of a kind.
Last question for me, full disclosure. So we've got a group message for like our digital team here at Channel 7. And I texted him. I was like, hey, we're talking to Beck Malenstyn at 10:30. And 2 people responded with the goat emoji. How do you feel about the Malin Goats nickname?
I'm never going to turn it down. I think it's one of those things I probably wouldn't have picked for myself, but those are the best ones. They come about organically, and I like you kind of said earlier, it's a lot of fun to be a part of this fan base. They seem to have so much creativity for so many guys across the roster, and just the support for everybody has been fantastic. And I feel no different about that. It's I really have enjoyed my time in Buffalo because of it. The people around there are incredible, and I'm just really excited to be immersed in it for a long time.
All right, it's been a little bit of a theme of the show. At the beginning, we talked about Isaiah McDuffie getting a new contract with the Green Bay Packers. We're also talking about a Western New York native who heard his name selected in the Major League Baseball draft over the weekend. Shout out to Dalton Harper, a Cheektowaga native who also played at SUNY Niagara. He was drafted this weekend in the 16th round by the Atlanta Braves. Said he was nervous all weekend, went to the driving range to try and clear his nerves, then played some video games and got the text, hey, you're a major leaguer. What is it like to get drafted into Major League Baseball, into such a great team, the Atlanta Braves? How's it feel?
It is surreal. It feels amazing. I know the journey is just starting, but this is a foot in the door to really show what me and my coaches and my family have built. And I'm really excited to start the journey.
What a couple-month run it has been for him. So he gets drafted over the weekend. He was also part of the national championship winning team from SUNY Niagara a few months ago. That was their first in program history. So congratulations to Dalton Harper. All right, like we do every single week, it is time for our final thoughts. And you know what? My final thought tonight isn't necessarily a thought, but it is more of a question. Over the weekend, I was scrolling on Instagram, and my buddy Chris Collins, he is a comedian, content creator, and actor, is from Western New York, lives in LA now. He posted a reel with a theme song and a commercial that I think we all remember.
It's amazing shows and friendship code. Everyone loves Marineland.
Like, I just want it to keep playing because I feel like I still remember all of the words in the year 2026, which is insane. So this is my question to all of you. Marineland is very high on the list. What are the most iconic commercials and jingles in Western New York television and radio, because I think there's so many different ones that come to mind. There's Wilson Farms, there's all like Celino and Barnes and William Mattar, and you have Bison Dip, and there's so many different ones that come to mind. But I'm curious, what are we forgetting? What are the ones that we need to go upstairs into our archives and find the old video of, so we can find it and we can post it, because those old jingles are so unbelievably impressive. So that is my question to you. What are the best jingles? I also want to say tonight, hey, happy anniversary to my wife, Andrea. 7 years ago today at this time, I think Keith Radford was giving us a toast at our wedding. 7 years later, we got a little girl. Doesn't get much better than that. So happy anniversary to my wife. Thank you everyone for watching another episode of Leading the Charge. Shout out and thank you to Michelle and Jenna in the control room. I'm Matt Bove. No show next week. We're off. We'll see you a week after that.